If you're going to be full-time RV living, one of the questions you might be asking yourself is, should you go full-time in this fifth wheel? Or would you rather be in this destination trailer? Now in this video I'm going to go through benefits of each, and then in the end, I think I'll be kind of surprised on which one kind of wins out. Now one of the considerations, of course, are appliances. One of the things to consider is, for example, this microwave. A microwave is just a microwave. There's smaller differences and larger differences, but you've seen a microwave before, right? Or consider a refrigerator. I mean, refrigerator, you've seen a refrigerator. A refrigerator just kind of, does its thing, right? It's not really that surprising. And there won't be a lot of differences in a refrigerator either. Or consider an oven. I mean, an oven is an oven. You've seen an oven before. And, that's another appliance. It's kind of the same across the board. Or consider a sink. I mean, a sink is a sink is a sink is a sink. I mean, there are some slight differences, but in general, I just want to say that across the board, a lot of these appliances are made by the same manufacturers. A lot of the things that you see are going to be pretty similar. So if you're going to be traveling about, obviously you're going to want to go with the fifth wheel, because that's something that you can travel about with. Whereas with the destination trailer, those are generally just going to be something that you put into a spot and forget about it. Well, not forget about it, but keep it in its spot. You're not going to be traveling across the country with the destination trailer. They're meant to be put in one place. But let's say you are going to be doing stationary full-time RV living. Okay, so let's take a look at this fifth wheel. This has a nice delineation of space. You've got this amazing rear kitchen, and it's got lots of storage pretty much all over the place. Not only above in the cabinets there, but right next to this refrigerator is this huge storage closet, right? So this has storage in spades, but you also have delineation to this other space, which is more your living area, with of course your TV and your couches and your so on. And then this one's really cool because it basically has a utility area. And this has a toilet with a washer and dryer and then a sink. So you've got your utility area with more storage. Amazing. And of course you have your bedroom. Okay, and this bedroom is nice, but check out this other bathroom in here. His and hers. Okay. A good shower. But again, more storage. You have this whole other area that opens up to storage. Okay, so I wanted to give you a little conception of what this basically looks like. But I'm not going to show you the whole thing. There's a back area that's really nice too. It's not necessarily about the RV. This is a really nice one. The advantage of this is you have a wider audience to resell to. Let's say you're done with the RV and you decide to move on to something else, or you're no longer stationary and so on. You can actually there's a wider audience of people who are going to buy a fifth wheel versus a destination trailer, just because of the capabilities of it to move about and so on. Now, another is that the build is basically going to be a little bit tighter. And what I mean is it's built to be moved around. So it's going to be tighter, both in construction for the roof and the walls and the lower part. Not to say that destination trailers aren't built well. It's just that this is built with movement in mind, and so it's going to be tighter. That's the best way to do it. You could go through specs and show the differences between everything, but in general, it's the tightness of the whole construction. In your research, you can go and compare how each are built, but the tightness is a general summary. The quality of the build is going to be different. You're going to be paying more for less space generally with a fifth wheel than a destination. Obviously, I already touched upon the fact that this can actually be moved about. You can go to other destinations, have fun with this. In general, fifth wheels do offer a bit more storage than a corresponding destination trailer, which definitely focuses more on space. I'll show you that in a second. But it is something that if you are going full-time, it is a consideration. That storage space is a really strong one. Now, some fifth wheels like this one really do have high ceilings, but not all of them do. Okay, so here we are on a destination trailer, and here's some advantages. Check this out. You've got a nice loft area here, right? That's pretty cool. Lots of room behind there. especially for the little guys, and of course for storage. In general, these are going to be, higher ceilings than with a fifth wheel. Now, the fifth wheel that we are comparing against does have higher ceilings, but this has even more, including these, kind of faux beams. It just gives it a little more of a home look than you would get out of a typical RV, and especially with a fifth wheel. Fifth wheel does a pretty good job though, but it does have quite a different look and feel. Now this one, of course, is different than others, but if you take a look at the layout, it again has some nice delineation between the spaces. Although it can depend on the fifth wheel. In general, the destination trailers are going to have at least washer and dryer prep, if not the washer and dryer included. Now the fifth wheel, of course, we're comparing this to, already has washer and dryer, but it is a consideration. Now the thing of it is, both of these are going to be a great setup. Now I can tell you, having lived full-time in an RV for over 3 years now, both traveling about and stationary, that stationary tends to be a little bit more difficult. Meaning, when you look around here, the RV itself tends to shrink when you're stationary a lot more than if you're moving about. So I generally feel like if you're going to be stationary, you're going to want to go larger than you think you should. And that's the advantage of a destination, is it's generally going to be larger on a whole than most of the fifth wheels. Now the fifth wheel, of course, has the advantage of being smaller, so you can put it in different spaces than, so there's some parks that have a restriction of like 40 feet, in which case the destination trailer, you're going to be hard pressed to put in there, but you can put a fifth wheel in there. The storage area in the destination trailers, you have this whole loft area, of course, you could use for storage, okay? But in general, if you're going to be using that for a living space, these are going to have less storage space. Now this one does have a nice pantry area, which is pretty cool, and it does have some cabinetry up above. One of the things that I found is that no matter what RV you've got, it never has enough storage. It just doesn't. And you end up having to get rid of more and more things. More and more things, and more and more things. So the more you get rid of, the better off you're going to be. So in general, no matter the destination trailer or the fifth wheel, you are definitely going to want to do the redneck test, and you can check out that video here. Otherwise, the surprising conclusion, shouldn't be that surprising actually, is that it really depends on you. You're going to have to go in, not just look at the specs, but go in and spend some time in the different RVs and just hang out in it. Bring some things with you, like for example, some hangers, and make sure that the closet space is big enough. There are some cases where people have had to use smaller hangers because the closet space was smaller. Things like that. Just go and think, okay, where am I going to put things? Am I going to be able to fit everything that I want to fit into this space? And how is it going to feel when I'm hanging out in it on a rainy day? So in the end, it's up to you. But if you're at this quandary point of, am I really going to save on rent or not? Then do check out this other video that shows you actually how you can save rent regardless on if you go with a destination or a fifth wheel. Thanks a lot for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. I'll see you next time.